Hey everyone, welcome back. Today, we're going to be taking a look at cashback credit cards in the UAE.
Okay.
And you found this really interesting Reddit thread called UAE Credit Card Oscars 2024.
Oh, cool.
It has tons of user recommendations.
Wow, user recommendations. That's always the best way to know.
Yeah, it's going to be really fun.
Okay.
We're going to sift through everyone's opinions and try to figure out the perfect card for, your spending style, how we should spend on certain things.
I love this approach.
Yeah.
Real-world advice is always the best way to go, especially when you're talking about something as complex as credit cards.
Yeah, they can be confusing.
Absolutely.
Okay, so jumping right into this Reddit thread,
Right.
the cashback cards category is where everyone is really fired up.
Cashback. Oh, yeah.
It seems like people are serious about getting the most bang for their buck.
Yeah.
The SIB cashback card was like the clear winner.
Oh, wow.
10 votes. Users are saying it's the best in market, and it's because of that 10% cashback rate.
10%? Wow.
Yeah, 10%. That's amazing.
That's pretty impressive. But there's a catch.
Oh.
There's always a catch. The SIB card has a 300 dirham cashback cap each month.
Oh, okay.
So while that 10% is great, you're going to be hitting that limit pretty quickly if you're a big spender.
So 3,000 dirhams a month.
Okay, exactly.
There's always a catch, isn't there?
Always, always.
But hold on, the Reddit users have a trick up their sleeves.
Oh, really?
So apparently you can use Tabby.
Tabby.
It's a buy now, pay later platform here in the UAE.
Okay.
You can use it to pay for purchases in categories that are excluded by the SIB card.
Oh, so like the ones that don't get the 10% cash back.
Yeah, exactly, like groceries, utilities, stuff like that.
Okay.
Then you just pay off Tabby with your SIB card, and boom, you still get the 10% cash back.
Interesting, like a loophole.
Yeah, loophole.
Well, it's a smart strategy.
Yeah.
But you gotta understand how Tabby works.
Okay.
It's essentially you're splitting your purchases into interest-free installments. So it can be a great tool for managing cash flow, but you need to be disciplined about paying those installments on time.
Yeah, you can't miss those payments.
Yeah, otherwise you're gonna get hit with late fees, and that defeats the whole point.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's not about just chasing cash back blindly.
Exactly.
It's about making these tools work for you. Okay, moving on. The Emirates NBD Duo card.
Okay.
It came in as a strong second with 5 votes.
Okay.
And this card offers 5% cash back
5%, all right.
on those everyday essentials. So things like education, fuel, groceries, utilities, even electronics.
Okay.
And there's no minimum spending requirement.
Wow, no minimum spending requirement. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty great.
Especially if you don't spend a ton every month.
Right.
But there's an interesting detail here. The card advertises 2,000 dirhams monthly cash back.
Okay.
But if you redeem it as cash, you only get 1,500 dirhams.
What?
Yeah. However, you can redeem the full 2,000 dirhams at certain partner merchants.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, so just something to keep in mind.
So you've really got to be strategic about how you're redeeming that cash back.
Absolutely.
There was also a user comment mentioning that Lulu might be removed as a redemption partner.
Oh, interesting.
So it's always good to double check the current list of partners before making any decisions.
Oh, absolutely. You're right.
Yeah.
These partnerships, they change all the time, and it's not always widely announced.
Right.
So definitely do your research and stay updated.
Now, before you move on to some of the other cards, I want to go back to the SIB card for a sec.
Okay, the SIB card.
That 300 dirham cap.
Yeah.
Is that a deal breaker for most people?
Well, I mean, it really depends on your spending habits.
Okay.
If you consistently spend more than 3,000 dirhams per month on eligible categories, then yeah, you'll hit that cap pretty quickly.
Right.
But for a lot of people, especially those who are, using that Tabby workaround, it might not be a major issue.
Okay, so for someone who higher spender,
Okay.
let's look at the WIO card.
The WIO card, right?
It offers 2% cash back up to 2,500 AED.
2%. Okay.
And one user pointed out that the cash back isn't actually tied to your credit limit.
Oh, interesting.
So even if you have a lower limit, you can still cash out that full 2,500 AED.
Okay, that's a really good point.
Yeah,
So how does that compare to the SIB strategy?
that's a good question. It seems like there's a trade-off.
Yeah, I think so too.
Higher cashback percentage with a lower cap versus a lower percentage but a higher cap.
Right.
And of course, the Tabby workaround adds, another layer of complexity to the SIB card,
It does.
even though it has that potential for higher returns.
Exactly. So There's no single best card. It all comes down to you, your needs, your spending habits.
Right.
What are you trying to get out of it?
Makes sense.
Yeah, it's like, figuring out which piece of the puzzle fits best to create your own personalized cashback strategy.
Absolutely. And this Reddit thread is like having a team of expert puzzle solvers.
Oh, I like that.
Giving you all the hints.
Yeah.
I noticed a few people were talking about the ADCB Traveler Card,
Okay, the traveler card.
which offers 10% cash back on airline tickets.
Oh, wow.
So for frequent flyers, that could really add up.
Absolutely, especially these days.
Yeah.
When airfare is so expensive.
Exactly.
10% back, that's not bad.
And it's not just about, the cashback rate.
Right.
You also want to consider, like, the whole rewards program.
Mm-hmm.
Some cards might offer, like, bonus cashback
Right.
on certain categories or during, like, special promotional periods.
Oh, yeah, definitely, yeah.
Right. So it's like a game within a game.
It is, yeah.
You got to stay on top of those, rotating categories and special offers.
Yeah, if you really want to maximize.
You have to really maximize.
You got to do your research.
But before we get too lost in the strategy weeds,
Yeah.
I want to bring up something that I saw a few users mention. The importance of reading the terms and conditions carefully.
Ah, yes. The dreaded terms and conditions.
So, right? It can feel like a chore, but it's crucial.
It is. The devil is often in the details, as they say.
Yeah.
Those terms and conditions, they can reveal important information about things like cashback caps,
Right.
eligible categories, even redemption methods,
Right.
all that stuff.
For example, one user pointed out that the SIB cashback
Okay.
is limited to certain payment methods.
Interesting.
That's something you would know just from, like the marketing.
Right, exactly. It highlights the importance of doing your due diligence. Don't just rely on what you see on the surface, dig a little deeper.
Absolutely, yeah.
Understand the nuances of each card.
Speaking of nuances,
Okay.
let's jump back to the Emirates NBD Duo card for a second.
Right, the duo card.
That whole thing about redeeming for cash versus redeeming with partner merchants.
Yeah.
That's something people should really pay attention to.
Yes, it's a key distinction.
Yeah.
If you're planning to use your cash back for like everyday spending, redeeming for cash might be the most straightforward option.
Oh.
But if you have specific purchases in mind, it's worth checking if those merchants are part of the Duo Cards partner program.
And remember, that list of partners can change.
Oh, always.
Yes, so that's always good to double check.
Yeah, before you swipe that card.
Right.
It's like anything else in the financial world. Things are constantly evolving. New cards are launched, benefits are adjusted, partnerships come and go.
It can be a lot to keep up with. So how can our listeners stay ahead of the curve?
Well,
How can they make sure they're always getting the best possible cashback deals?
it's all about staying informed. Subscribe to newsletters, follow industry blogs,
Okay.
and yes, engage in online communities.
Yeah.
Like the Reddit thread we've been discussing.
Right.
That's where you'll find, real-world insights and tips from other, savvy consumers.
Yeah. It's like having a network of cashback experts in your pocket.
Right, exactly.
Always giving you advice.
And don't be afraid to ask questions.
Right.
If you're unsure about something or need clarification
Yeah.
on a specific term, condition, whatever it is, reach out to the bank directly.
Good point.
They're there to help you
Yeah.
navigate this, sometimes complex world
For sure.
of credit cards.
Okay, before we wrap things up,
Okay.
I want to go back to that amazing Reddit thread.
Yes, let's go back.
Highlight a few more gems.
Right.
One user mentioned a strategy for using the Emirates NBD Duo card
Okay.
to get 5% cash back on Amazon purchases.
What, on Amazon?
Yeah.
Oh, tell me more.
So apparently,
Yeah.
you purchase Amazon gift cards at a store that falls under the, electronics category,
Oh, I see.
and then you can earn cash back on something that wouldn't normally be eligible.
It's clever. I love that.
It's like a cashback hack.
It is. It is. It's a good one.
It proves that with a little creativity, you can really maximize your rewards.
Absolutely. It's all about understanding the rules of the game and then finding ways to bend them to your advantage.
It's like turning everyday spending into a fun little challenge.
I love that.
Okay, as we wrap up this deep dive
Okay.
into the cashback universe,
Cashback universe. I like it.
I want to leave our listeners with a little exercise.
Right.
So think about your spending over the last month.
Okay.
What were your biggest categories? Were there any recurring expenses that could be earning you cash back?
That's a great place to start. By analyzing your own spending,
Right.
you can start to figure out which cards would give you the biggest advantage.
Exactly. Now imagine you have all these cards in front of you.
Okay, I got all the cards.
Which one jumps out as the best fit for your spending style?
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah. Remember, there's no right or wrong answer.
Exactly.
It all comes down to what aligns with your needs and goals. Do you want a high cashback percentage, or is a higher cap more important to you?
Right, what are you looking for?
Are you comfortable using a platform like Tabby?
Yeah.
Or do you prefer like a more straightforward approach?
Makes sense.
And don't forget about those special categories and bonus rewards.
Oh, yes.
Some cards might be superstars for travel, while others might be better for everyday spending.
Right. Gotta find those hidden gems.
It's all about finding the hidden gem that perfectly matches your lifestyle.
Exactly, yeah.
And one last reminder, knowledge is power
Always.
when it comes to credit cards.
Yeah. The more you understand the terms and conditions, the better decisions you'll make.
So true.
Yeah.
This Reddit thread gave us such great insights,
It really did.
but it's just the beginning. There's a whole world of cashback rewards out there,
Oh, yeah.
waiting to be discovered.
Absolutely.
Keep experimenting, keep learning,
Yeah,
and keep those cashback rewards rolling in.
I like that.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. We'll catch you next time for another fascinating exploration
See ya!
into the world of knowledge.